Tom. How's it going?
Not too bad. How about you, man?
Not too bad, just walking. What are you doing?
Filling up my water bottle.
Whoa, you're not actually going to drink that, are you?
Why not, man?
Dude, the Spokane River is the 6th most polluted river in all of the nation this year. Spokane has actually dumped raw sewage into the river, and you're still going to drink that?
It's fine, man. I got a hell of an immune system.
You're crazy. Alright, we're here with Andre, and we're going to ask Andre a couple questions about pollution in the Spokane River. So, Andre, number one, how many sewage treatment plants do you think empty their waste into the Spokane River?
I mean, I don't really know, but I think the Spokane River is pretty dirty, so I'd say maybe like 5.
Will Westbrook, how many sewage treatment plants empty their waste in the Spokane River?
I'm not aware of how many, but I believe there is one like metal refinery up the river that empties waste into the river.
Trevor!
Yes.
How many sewage treatment plants empty their waste into the Spokane River?
I would say at least 3.
3. Okay.
At least 3.
Number 2, have you ever jumped into the Spokane River?
Me? No, I never have. I don't know if I'd be super opposed to it, but I never have jumped in the Spokane River, though.
Have you ever jumped in the Spokane River?
Yes.
Yes, you have. All right.
A lot of times.
Have you ever jumped in the Spokane River?
I have jumped in the Spokane River.
Andre, if you had to guess, what ranking do you think the Spokane River has as far as most polluted rivers in the nation?
Really? Is there like a scale to that ranking that I could...
Just, I mean, any, ranking.
I would
numbers.
just say that it's probably...
you give a range if you want.
It's probably, I'd say, very polluted, more polluted than most rivers in the U.S.
So would you say a top 10?
Let's say like, yeah. I'd go like maybe top 20.
Top 20? Alright.
If you had to guess, what ranking does the Spokane River have as far as the most polluted river in the nation?
Probably like top 20.
If you had to give a number.
6 or 7. I don't know.
If you had to guess, what ranking did the Spokane River get as far as the most polluted river in the nation?
I would say 69.
69.
Around there.
Okay. Alright, number 4, the sewage of approximately how many people do you think is dumped into the Spokane River? Like, all the people,
Yeah, so I mean, Spokane's pretty big. I think it's the second biggest city in Washington, so maybe like 250,000, like 250,000 people.
How many people's sewage is dumped in the Spokane River each year?
I am not aware of that number, but I'm sure there's a lot. I mean, it's a pretty nasty river for all I'm concerned.
The sewage of approximately how many people was dumped into the Spokane River?
I'd say around the pollution of 400 people.
400 people? Only 400.
400 people! Okay, maybe not 400. 400,000.
Okay.
400,000!
And number 5, would you feel safe eating a fish that was caught in out of the Spokane River?
I have fished in the Spokane River before, and I would never eat it, though. I would not eat a fish from the Spokane River.
Alright, well thank you very much for your time, sir.
Alrighty.
Safe eating a fish from the Spokane River?
No, never, because one time I was at the bridge and I was about to jump into the river and I saw these fish just like eating off the metal part of the bridge, like eating the algae, I guess you should call that. Ugh, nasty, no. I like the fish though, they're pretty cool looking, but I'd never eat them, no. Not edible creatures.
Great insight.
Would you feel comfortable eating a fish that was caught in the Spokane River? If I caught a fish in the Spokane River, would you
What kind of fish?
A trout.
How you doing?
Or a salmon. You would eat the trout.
I would eat the salmon, I would not eat the trout.
Alright.
Now we're going to talk to the man with the answers. Daniel here has been doing a little research on the Spokane River, and he's come up with some answers to our questions. So, Daniel, how many sewage treatment plants empty their waste into the Spokane River?
There are 5 sewage treatment plants that discharge their wastewater into the Spokane River, and there's actually a 6th treatment plant on its way.
Wow. Have you ever jumped in the Spokane River?
I have, and I didn't think twice about it when I jumped in, but now that I've learned some more facts about it, it kind of makes me question it, but I still think I'll jump in when the weather's nicer.
Yes. If you had to guess, what ranking do you think the Spokane River is as far as the most polluted river in the nation?
Well, I really don't have to guess because I know that it's the 6th most polluted river this year according to the EPA.
The sewage of approximately how many people is dumped into the Spokane River?
Approximately 500,000 people's worth of sewage wastewater has been dumped into the Spokane River this year.
And would you advise someone to eat a fish out of the Spokane River?
Well, the EPA has set pretty strict limits about fish consumption where, like, one of their big limits is there's restricted spots where you're not supposed to eat any fish at all, and then there's other spots where you can have this many fish in a month that you've caught from there, and certain types of fish you can eat more of and stuff like that. But overall, you can eat fish that you caught in the Spokane River.
Great. Thank you for your time, Daniel.
Not a problem.
The Spokane River flows from Lake Coeur d'Alene in northern Idaho approximately 90 miles northwest through Spokane, Washington, before entering into the Columbia River above Grand Coulee Dam, and it is 111 miles long. In 1889, Spokane built a sewage system that dumped raw sewage directly into the river, which was visibly noticeable by 1920. In 1957, a primary treatment facility was installed. However, this was soon deemed inadequate by the Washington State Department of Ecology. This led to the construction of a more advanced treatment plant that utilized chemical precipitation and technology in 1977. In February 2012, 13 government agencies, private industries, and environmental organizations signed a memorandum of agreement that forms the Spokane River Regional Toxics Task Force. This task force goal is to lead efforts to find and eliminate toxic compounds in the Spokane River. On March 29, 2013, a lawsuit was filed about pollution by the Sierra Club and Center for Environmental Law and Policy. This lawsuit challenges the pollution discharge permit issued to Spokane's new water sewage treatment plant.
Most of the sewage discharges happen during big rainstorms that overwhelm the treatment plant. Combined sewage overflow into the Spokane River has a major negative effect on the water quality and species of the river. Fish species are at risk because of the combined sewage overflow contaminated with PCBs. The river provides drinking water to 400,000 people in the greater Spokane area. So much water is being pumped out for irrigation that there is low flow of water which concentrates the sewage. The EPA is giving pollution permits to companies, allowing them to pollute the Spokane River with sewage a certain amount each day, while the river's capacity for handling sewage is already over the limits. Hydroelectric dams aggravate and stir up all the sewage waste that contains nutrients such as phosphorus, ammonia, and oxygen, which cause algae blooms and increase the risk of large fish kills.
Now you might ask, what can we do to help? One thing that you can do is go on river cleanups. You could also contact local and state officials showing your concern for the pollution of the river and how it needs to stop. Another thing you could do is help raise awareness amongst your peers and be courteous to the river environment. Look at this terrible example of pollution in the Spokane River. Our own classmate